chatting it up and had chatted it up, and it was a big event on Saturday. We're talking about the Walk to End Alzheimer's, the local version. And from what I hear, it was a really good turnout. One of the people that helped was very instrumental in putting it together from Home Care Services, President Rick Ferrante. And Rick, I want to talk to you about this because, again, a pretty amazing monumental event, right?
Yeah, it was fantastic. We had a great time. We had almost 700 people out there. We had raised over $95,000, well in excess of the goals and what, the targets and so on. So first of all, just, thanks to everybody that came out. Thanks to the sponsors, the volunteers. We had tons of people. At 5:30 in the morning, they came out, George, to start putting all the stuff together.
And it didn't start till like 9:30 or 10, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So then afterwards, the cleanup crews and everything else. So it is, a lot of people that were involved and a lot of, and it was all local. This is Santa Clarita's Walk, and it was a fantastic day. And, so I, first of all, just to thank the community for coming out, for supporting the cause and the mission. And then, really want to emphasize what this was for. So think about it. Here's, it's a fundraiser. They're raising money. That's a lot of money, $95,000. They have 600 walks that go on throughout the country, and this is one of them. So, okay, where does that money go? It's important that we recognize and realize where this is going because we're working really hard to do this for our community. Well, first of all, it goes to research. And if we can find a cure to end this disease, we wouldn't have to have a walk, George. We wouldn't have to have any of this stuff, right?
Exactly.
So that is one thing. And there aren't, it's not like we have big research institutions that are here locally, UCLA, USC, that kind of thing, that kind of local in LA, where a lot of that money goes to fund research to find a cure. But then a second part of the mission, and equally as important, is until we find a cure, we need to support those people that are dealing with the disease today. And the Alzheimer's Association funds many programs, of which many of them are local. And I wanted to kind of throw out a couple of them here so that people recognize that this is having an effect. So a couple of things. Number one, last year at this time, we had one support group for Alzheimer's, caregivers for Alzheimer's in Santa Clarita Valley. We now have 5. There are 4 new ones that have occurred throughout the year that have started and built up. And there's one next Thursday, the 20th. Okay, October 20th at 10 a.m. at our offices at Home Care Services. There are others. There's one at Oakmont. There's one at Friendly Valley. There's several here in the Valley. Just call us and we can find a day and time that fits the person's needs. Those are support groups, and that is the kind of thing that's funded with that money. This isn't just money that's going into this black hole, but it's going to programs and support services for us here in Santa Clarita. There's also an educational speaker series that we have put together that is all produced and developed by the Alzheimer's Association for education, the basics, the 10 signs, communication, dealing with early, middle, and late stages of the disease, et cetera, that is all occurring as well. Speaker series is starting next Tuesday, 6 o'clock, so that's the 18th, Tuesday the 18th at 6 o'clock. That will also be at Home Care Services. There will be another one that we're putting together, and I'll get dates and times later for that's going to be at Atria Senior Living. So these are things that, again, where that money goes to. There is the Alzheimer's Association just recently put together all the research resources, information, pamphlets, booklets, etc. All at our office is free information for people to come in. They can come in and schedule free consultations with the association and social workers there. It just goes on and on and on and on. This is what we are doing this for. Find a cure, and to help people, until we find that cure, to help people here in Santa Clarita that are dealing with the disease now.
Outstanding. And of course, this is true about that because we always think, okay, it's just going to you mentioned the black hole, and we forget that the people who are also suffering along with the family members and those whose loved ones are actually suffering from the disease, the family members are suffering in their own way. And so that support really hugely makes a difference. Home Care Services, of course, for these meetings, 23340 Cinema Drive at Suite number 5. You can get that information also at homecareservices.com. santaclarita.com. And while you're visiting the site, check out all the services that Home Care Services does, not only for seniors, but for anybody in some sort of need, post-surgical need, anything that revolves around that sort of assistance, either from post-medical or senior care, things like that.
Anything at their home. Mm-hmm.
And at their home. So that's great. Thank you so much, Rick, for stopping by, and congratulations on such a great event. I imagine you're already working on next year's.
It's going to be October 7th, 2017. We've already got it scheduled.
Calendars. Thanks so much for stopping by. Of course, Home Care Services, Santa Clarita. Rick, again, we appreciate everything you're doing for the community.
Thanks for having me.